As someone who has had wired but tired most of their adult life, while I totally support lifestyle suggestions for addressing cortisol and wired but tired, and I think those are amazing, I'm telling you straight up, if your brain fixates on stuff at night, turning your phone off, taking a walk, and watching a nostalgic movie are not enough, okay? You do not have adrenal fatigue. You do not have too much cortisol. You need to understand the science behind HPA axis dysfunction. You need to understand the science behind cortisol rhythm. That's what you need to understand. Cortisol is not the enemy. A broken cortisol rhythm is the enemy. So you have this thing called an HPA axis, okay? And it's where the brain and adrenals communicate. When this communication is disrupted, dysregulated, whatever the hell you want to call it, due to a lot of pressure, stress, poor sleep, poor diet, you got sick, whatever. When that communication becomes dysregulated, you get a cortisol rhythm issue. So the HPA axis determines the rhythm of cortisol, which is supposed to be high in the morning, taper off at night, or taper off in the afternoon and drop at night. But many of you have flat cortisol in the morning. It starts to rise in the afternoon. I mean, that's after you have a collapse at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, like a fatigue drop off. You die after lunch, right? So you die after lunch, you're dragging ass, forgive the language. You start getting irritable, you start getting the munchies. At night, you get wired but tired. So while you may take something for sleep because your cortisol is cranking like a bat out of hell, it's cranking your brain all over the place. You don't sleep deep and you don't sleep well. And then between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m., your brain turns on when your body's supposed to be sleeping. And then when you're heading out to work or whatever to the gym in the morning, you feel like shit because you didn't get any sleep, so you're pounding caffeine. That is a cortisol rhythm issue, okay? And while I absolutely love magnesium, vitamin D, B12, folate, iron, L-theanine, GABA, Rhodiola rosea, ashwagandha, all great. None of them are going to address the rhythm issue. Foundational they are. I love having the right micronutrients. Most people do not. And because they don't, nothing works. But that being said, you actually need something to restore that rhythm, okay? Saffron does that. Saffron has been used for centuries. The Middle East, India, and Asia, it was used forever. It helped with everything from PMS and menopause all the way to stress, mood. It helps you cope with stress. So there is a form of saffron. It's called Safr'Inside saffron. It has up to 10 times more safranol in it than other standard forms of saffron, which means it's got 10 times more of the active than a stand of the key compounds in it that actually does something than other forms of saffron. Not all products are the same, right? Safr'Inside has two speeds, okay? So the first speed, what it's going to do is instead of letting your body go into fight or flight mode on stress and slamming that, it helps you stay in rest or digest. It helps you cope with stress, helps you improve mood. So that's the first speed. The second, and that's pretty immediate. The second speed, if you will, takes over 6 to 8 weeks for a full cumulative effect. This helps you hold serotonin longer. Now, you're like, why does that matter? When they get a hit of stress and they spike cortisol, they literally evacuate serotonin. And when you evacuate serotonin, which is critical for not feeling unhappy, you're going to be unhappy, right? So you evacuate all the serotonin. The Safr'Inside helps you hold that serotonin longer. It is going to help you restore HPA axis function, which establishes a healthy cortisol rhythm. It helps reestablish and support neurotransmitter signaling. It helps with the gut-brain axis. It helps manage mood. It just takes an cumulative effect. So you would pair this with all the other mood products to make them work better. All your nutrients, micronutrients, all super important. So here are the keys to using Safr'Inside correctly. 1, you take the right dose. Mild issues, 1 capsule, 30 milligrams a day is totally sufficient. Moderate to severe issues, or you just want to feel super good, which is where I want to land the plane, is 2 capsules a day. You can take 1 in the morning, 1 at night, or I take 2 at night. Take 1 about a half hour to an hour before I eat, so I don't overeat at night. It helps pull my cortisol, or helps restore cortisol rhythm that way. Remember, it's a cumulative effect. Don't take it in a day and call and say it didn't work. Don't do that. And then I take 1 before bed because I don't want to wake up at 3 a.m., okay? All right, so that's what I do. And then you have to take it long enough. Like I said, the second speed for full effect, 6 to 8 weeks. Then last but not least, you have to have the nutrients to fuel that. So there is no product on the freaking planet that is going to improve mood if you don't have the optimal amount of micronutrients to support it. That's just a fact. And unfortunately, whether you knew it or not, most of you are running around at suboptimal levels because your doctor was working on freaking numbers from the 80s and the floor was wrong and screwed up. Okay, so Safr'Inside Stress Complex absolutely works when you do it correctly, 100%. Comment stress below. We will send you all the data on it. I am not collecting emails to spam your email account, just sending information. We will also explain in this a couple tips why the liver is critical to clearing cortisol and how you can consider addressing that issue if you have a liver issues, which that'll be explained in there. And then next, we will also help explain the nutrient component of what you need and why you need those nutrients to make any mood supplement on the planet Earth work best. Once again, it's just data. We're not haunting you or chasing you. You don't want to buy, don't give a shit. That's your choice, okay? Comment stress below. You're welcome. Stress Complex works. Just got to do it right. Bye.